Hey, BIM1 students, this is Mr. Colbert. We're going to be working with lesson 6.11 in the access exercises for our class. We're going to be utilizing query design view, which we talked a little bit about that in the previous exercise. But the first thing we need to do is to set up the database that we're going to be working with. I've already created the database, and this is going to be a database of James Bond movies. So the database name is Bond Movies, and I've got that saved in the H drive, which is our network drive here at school. So table 1 is created automatically. I'm going to flip over to design view and set up the fields. So the table name is going to be all Bond movies. It comes in with an ID and an auto number data type. So that's that. Like so. So that is going to be, it's just a real simple table. I'm going to flip over to datasheet view, and then I'm going to go ahead and pause this and going to enter the data. There are 24 fields, so not a whole lot, or 24 records, not a whole lot, and we'll go from there. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we've got all of the information into this table, all Bond movies. There are 24 movies over, like the first one was about 10 years before I was born, and they're still releasing James Bond movies. In fact, I think there was supposed to be one released during COVID, but it's been delayed. Multiple actors playing James Bond. So we're going to save and close this, and we're going to create a query in design view. In the previous exercise, we used the query wizard. I actually like the query design view just a little bit better. I think it gives you a little bit more power in what you are able to do, but you have to know your stuff just a little bit more to use it. So what we're going to do with the first one is we're going to click Query Design, and of course there's only one table, so we are going to add that so that its field list is over here, and then we hit Close. The first query wants a list of all the Bond movies and the years that they were released. So we want to do year released, so we double click on that field and push it down into the grid, and the film title, and we are going to, that's it, that's all we want to do. We don't want to do any sorting or anything like that. So we're going to save that query as year title. And you can see this is the original table. We have that ID field and the actor field, but this year title just gives us the year and the title. So, oops. Do it like that. Okay, so we're going to create a second query, and we are going to do that in query design view. Again, we're going to use that original table, and we're going to do all three of the available fields. So that's going to be, I'm going to close this, year released, film title, and actor. And we want to show those in order of the year that they were released. So we want the oldest at the top, that's going to be the smallest year, and the newest one at the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll come down to the grid at the bottom, And so we have the field, the table that it's being pulled from, and then the next row in this grid is the sort order. So we're going to sort in ascending order for numbers, that is smallest to largest. So we'll hit run, and you can see that that is those are ordered by year now. So the first one was 1962, and that was 10 years before I was born. And the last one on this list was in 2015, and there have been James Bond movies released after that. So double click, double click, double click, and then you can also see like the actor that plays James Bond. That's kind of a lot easier to pick out. I had never heard of George Lazenby before, so apparently he just did one movie kind of in the middle of Sean Connery's run. So that's that. We're going to save this query as by year. Then we're going to create a third query in design view. We're going to come up, all Bond movies is our table. We're going to do all available fields. And in this one, what we're going to do is we are going to pull out just the records that Sean Connery was in. So Sean Connery is the actor. So instead of doing the sort row, we're going to do the criteria. And we'll just type in Sean Connery. It puts quotation marks around it. And here are Sean Connery's. Looks like he was active from 62 to 71 in that role. So that's how we do that. We're going to save that as Connery movies. Okay, so you can see as we are creating all of these, the queries are added over in the navigation pane, which I have set up to be sorted by object type and then all access objects. So we have that, and this is the original table where all of our original information is in, and then we have these three queries, which is basically a saved filter. So this one is by year, this one is the movies that Sean Connery was in, this one is the year title. So that's how that works. Let me know if you have questions.